If you're a gamer and you spend a decent amount of time on YouTube, I'm sure that at least once you've come across video essays about Outer Wilds, the small indie video game that quickly conquered the hearts of many players in 2019. These video essays have titles like Why You Should Play Outer Wilds or Outer Wilds is the best game ever made. And when you watch them, you cannot... you can't watch them. Because if, like me, you want to discover how wonderful Outer Wilds is, you can't watch a video about it. In fact, the other recurring sentence that follows Outer Wilds is a masterpiece, you should play it, is the less you spoil yourself, the better. To the point that even watching trailers or frames from those video essays risks worsening the almost celestial experience you could have with the game. This veil of mystery and contradiction, in which I can't understand whether Outer Wilds might appeal to me because I can't spoil it without ruining it, together with the chorus of people praising it, led me to conclude that Outer Wilds is in fact an absolute masterpiece and that I should expect something astonishing as soon as I had the time to play it. And so, after being in my wishlist for several years, following the countless video essays I watched with my eyes closed, the moment comes to play it. About a week ago, I started, and I remain a little disappointed. And don't misunderstand me, I am playing it and I will finish it. All the strengths that the countless video essays you have to watch with your eyes closed attribute to it are there, but it wasn't the definitive video game experience, as you might expect. It wasn't the best game I've ever played in my life. And I unexpectedly found myself being annoyed by the lack of voice acting, which broke my not anymore so young gamer immersion. Before I could pull myself together and ask myself, bro, it's an indie game, what expectation did you have? Yeah, what expectation did I have of Outer Wilds? Gigantic, gargantuan, Outer Wilds had to make me feel like Sherlock and move me the way games did when I was 8 years old. It had to be among the best video game experiences of my life. I know this introduction was a bit hyperbolic and sensational, but I wanted to convey the way these videos and the surrounding online discourse make you feel about this kind of games. And the reason why I decided to make this video is partly to distinguish it from the endless video essays on the topic, but also to help someone who, like me, might have Outer Wilds in their wishlist or backlog and maybe wants to play it only because everyone says it's an absolute marvel and a miracle, and not because they truly feel attracted to what the game offers. We live in an era in which marketing has practically the same importance as the product itself. I know this very well as a small YouTuber. If the title and thumbnail of my videos are not at a good level, no one will watch them, regardless of the content. And it gets to the point that even if the thumbnail is well made and intriguing, even a video of average value can have great success. The effect marketing has on us is similar when we choose what to play. Ask yourselves and reflect how many video games did you want to play only because everyone talks about them, only because you see videos about them everywhere on YouTube. Have you ever tried to observe how your interest in an upcoming video game changes as you are exposed to marketing, promotional materials, or even videos by other YouTubers? And honestly, there is nothing inherently wrong about this. It's imperfect, yes, but it's terribly human. We are social creatures. We like to keep up with others, to feel that we are not missing something important, that we are not falling behind in some way. This, however, has some unpleasant consequences. For example, an endless list of games we would like to play, or rather that we should play. And notice how ugly it sounds to use the verb should when talking about a passion and an entertainment like video games, just because everyone else is playing them and speaks well of them. I am absolutely guilty of this, and Outer Wilds is a clear example. It is a beautiful game, and it offers an experience very different from many other video games on the market. It is original, at times brilliant and terrifying, but it is not a masterpiece, or rather, it will not necessarily be one for you or for me. So, let me try to answer the pivotal, ever-relevant question. Should you really play Outer Wilds? Would you still want to play it if I told you it's not a masterpiece or a must-play? Are you still curious to discover what it hides? To experience it slowly and without rushing, without feeling the need to finish it just to say you've played it, or to avoid feeling excluded from the conversation? Then play it. Otherwise, maybe you have billions of other games you feel like playing and your time is probably not much anyway. Honestly, the best thing you could do if you are unsure and you play on PC is to buy it on Steam, try it for 2 hours and then refund it if you don't like it. I think Outer Wilds is one of those titles that works perfectly with this kind of test. In 2 hours you have time to get a taste of the soul of the game and then choose whether you want more. Without guilt, without regret, without feeling like you're losing something irreplaceable, because there are so many great games out there and playing one always means not playing another. In the end, we must surrender to the idea that we will never be able to play everything. Choosing what to play is inseparably linked to choosing what to miss. It is inevitable. And I know that put it this way, it might probably cause a cortisol spike, but I think there's something liberating in this truth. One that doesn't apply only to video games. We are limited beings in a reality with unlimited possibilities and experiences. And precisely because if we can't do everything, the only thing left is to truly enjoy what we do choose, even if it's imperfect, even if it's limited. So every time you hear YouTubers talk about newly released games or you read enthusiastic reviews from users, remember to give the right value to these things. Remember that other people's experiences are not 100% reliable indicator of what your experience will be. And remember that we live in a market built on hype, for better or worse. Buying the latest acclaimed game and jumping on the hype train might make you feel euphoric for a while, but will it really make you satisfied? Your subjective experience of a video game is the only thing that truly matters, because it's the experience you live while you're playing, not other people's opinions, not the enthusiasm or disappointment of the crowd. When choosing a game, sometimes we try to maximize the desire to feel part of something, but we should remember that playing is first and foremost an intimate and deeply personal experience, and that to increase our enjoyment, it's far more useful to listen to ourselves, to follow our own pace, preferences and way of playing. Okay, for those of you who have played and finished Outer Wilds, I really want to know what were the moments of discovery, emotion or pure awe that you remember most fondly. Leave a comment with a big spoiler warning for others and tell me everything. I really love reading these stories. For me, it was probably discovering the black hole in Brittle Hollow or the sand cyclone connecting the Hourglass Twins. I remember just sitting there with my mouth wide open. And also, I would ask you to limit yourself to the vanilla game. I don't think I will have played the DLC by the time this video comes out. So that's all for today. I bid farewell to you, my invisible friends.